So once your city living clothesline arrives, get the box, lay it out on the ground, open it up, and just check all your components are there. Basically, this helps you ensure that, first of all, you've received all the parts, and second of all, it lets you familiarise yourself with the clothesline before you put it up onto the wall. So let's get started and lay it out and have a look and see what we've got. All right, so once we've received our city living clothesline, put it on the ground, made sure all the parts are there. This one here we're looking at installing today is a ground mounted clothesline. For obvious reasons, it goes into the ground, not the wall. So one of the first things to do is determine the space of your holes. So in your kit you actually get a back bar. Now this back bar supports the clothesline legs and gives it the strength from the back. So what I recommend is you put it along the ground and mark out the ends, and that's where you dig your 2 holes. Then the next thing you do is, while keeping your back bar on the ground, is bolt your legs to it. So you'll end up with something that looks like a goal post for a soccer field, for example. Put that down. Then you put your clothesline, the legs and the back bar, into the hole. Now, tip here, biggest question we're asked is, how high do I put my clothesline? Well, what we recommend is you put the back bar level with the user's head. So that'll be sort of this high, for example, and pack it up accordingly, and that'll put the clothesline in a nice position to use for the regular user. So once you've determined your height, brace your legs in a manner that will keep it square, true in all planes, and then pour your concrete. Once the concrete's in, depends on what type you use, we do recommend letting it sit for 48 hours. That'll make it nice and firm. Then you can, with confidence, set the rest of your clothesline up and not have to worry about disturbing the footings while they're still drying. So that's all there is to installing a ground mounted clothesline. Okay, so now we're going to put the cord in. So what we'll need to do, take it out of the box, take the rubber bands off. Word of advice to make it easier for yourself is unwind the cord totally before you start to put it in. That'll just stop it tangling up and make your life a lot easier. So once that's unwound, we basically then just go to the first hole at the back and start installing the cord. This is how we'll do it. Okay, now we've threaded it through the first hole, we'll start to thread it through the whole clothesline. So what we do over here, we go to here and we push it through the first hole. Now, just to save yourself some hassle and tangling, bring it through by about 1 metre and then thread it up through the next hole you're going to use and just hang it down. That just saves it getting twisted and tangled when you're putting the rest of the line in. So we just pull this through like this. And then just before we get to the end, we leave about 300 millimetres, or you can just measure this space here and use that as a measure, basically. So then we'll go across to here, and now because we've got this hanging out, we'll just pull that in. Like this. Then again, we just do the same here. We'll bring this across and we'll put this through the top hole and bring it down, and then we'll put it back up here just so we don't get tangled. So we'll just find that hole there and we'll get about 1 metre, and then we'll just hold that like that, and then we'll just do the same process. So what we'll do now is we're just going to go across through each one of the holes. Okay, now we've threaded the line through, we've just got the final part to do. So we'll just bring it through here and pull it through. Now, one of the benefits of the City Living clotheslines, we don't have any plastic retainers or clips to hold the line in place that can deteriorate over time with the sun. So we actually lose the line itself. So we'll just pull it tight like this. Then we actually fold it over like this and fold it back under itself and pull it tight and down like this. And that, as you can see, makes it nice and firm. We then bring it underneath and we do like a hitch, like so, and we'll just do a second one, and then what we'll do, we'll cut this off at about 80 millimeters, for example, and then you just push it nicely up in there, and then when that'll happen, that'll just tie up there nice and neat and tidy. So once we've done that, we know that this end's finished and secure and nice and tight. Then we'll move over to this section. So what we'll do here, We pull this down like this, and then we stand like this, and we pull it towards us. Okay, so now we've pulled all these and tightened it up nicely. We then do the same on this end as we did on this end. So we basically take it over the top, pull it under the line itself, pull it tight, bring it back around here, and we do 2 hitches like this. And then, just for neatness sake, as per the other one, we just tuck the end part, or we cut it off. If it's a bit longer, you just cut it off to 80 millimeters or so, and then you just feed it back up through here. And then basically you've got a nice clothesline. You don't have any plastic areas that'll deteriorate, and the line's nice and tight. So you can actually go over the line and re-tighten it as time goes on if required. So thanks for buying a City Living clothesline, and we hope you have plenty of fun. Thanks.